Okay, so hey guys, and welcome back to another predictions video, and in today's video I'm going to be predicting the Blachowicz versus Ankalaev fight. If you are new around here though and you haven't subscribed, please do so. Like the video if you do indeed like the video, and let's get straight into it. So, going into this fight, Blachowicz is 29-9 with 9 KOs and 9 submissions, and Ankalaev is 18-1 with 10 KOs and no submissions. This fight is for the light heavyweight belt due to Blachowicz vacating the belt as a result of an injury, meaning their fight versus with Teixeira is not going on, and so this fight has been pushed to a title fight and to a main event fight, which I mean I'm not really complaining too much about. I mean it's a bit strange how Teixeira has just been willing to do that, so he might have some sort of deal in the winner of this, but you know, either way it's still a good fight and it's still a fight I'm excited for. And Ankalaev's last fight was a win via KO in round 2 versus Smith, and Blachowicz's last fight was a win via round 3 versus Rakic. Both very dominant fights. I mean, Smith arguably was down to an injury, but was still a very dominant performance by Ankalaev, and Blachowicz also a very dominant performance at the earlier part of this year. Blachowicz is 39 and Ankalaev is 30. So I mean, a lot of people speak about how old Teixeira is, I believe he's 41, 42. Blachowicz ain't really too far behind in that kind of aspect, and the fact that he's also still up there and at the top level showcases that to be a UFC fighter, it doesn't really matter how old you are, you can do it, and it's kind of congratulations to them on the fact that they're still doing it at this high level at their age. Obviously it's not really old, but you know what I mean. It's for an athlete, it's seen as on the older scale of things. Ankalaev is a well-rounded striker. He doesn't get loads of submissions for what not submissions, KOs. I suppose 10 and 18 is impressive, but in his recent run he's not had loads, but he's still very dominant in the majority of his performances. And Blachowicz has great jiu-jitsu, which is something which he always likes to use, and it's something that he's going to have to use against Ankalaev very well to be able to combat his striking. Blachowicz's losses in the UFC have come against Manuwa, Anderson, Gustafsson, Cummings, Santos and Teixeira just last year. That Teixeira one was. This is Blachowicz's 4th title fight, as he is the ex-light heavyweight champion and is been around in the kind of UFC space for a while now and has been at the top level for a while now. This is Ankalaev's arguably toughest test yet. I mean, I'd like to say that it's his toughest test yet. He's had some big fights with credible fighters, but this is most probably his toughest first test yet. Blachowicz has had some big wins as well as his losses though, against the likes of Cannonier, Krylov, Rockhold, Anderson, Reyes and Adesanya, and not forgetting the Rakic one which I mentioned earlier. All big wins, especially somebody like Adesanya. I know he was stepping up in a weight division, but that is very impressive. And I mean, the fact that he's ex-light heavyweight champion showcases that he is a good fighter and a creditable fighter. Ankalaev is the favourite for this fight though, and I think that Ankalaev will win via unanimous decision. I think Ankalaev, from the way that he's fighting at the moment, I think he is arguably the best light heavyweight around at the moment, and I don't think that realistically, I mean, Prochazka will be able to put up a tough fight, I think, but I don't think the likes of a Teixeira or a Blachowicz will be able to stop, or a Rakic will be able to stop Ankalaev, and I think he is going to go on a bit of a rampage and keep his belt for a while. I don't think he's going to lose it for a while, unless it's against Prochazka. That'd be a tough fight and a fight which everybody will want to see. And I mean, that's kind of what I'm saying in the fact of Prochazka, Teixeira, they're the only 2 fights really they'll want to see. Depending on how close this one is, there might be a rematch, but that's the main 2 fights people want to see. Teixeira, like I said, there might be some sort of clause for him to be able to get the winner of this fighter, and that was why he wasn't really too fussed by the fact that Blachowicz kind of just stopped him from getting a title shot, another one. And so, you know, we'll have to see what happens with that, see how long Prochazka's out for as well. I don't know how long his injury's getting him out for. But yeah, that is the end of this prediction. Hope you did enjoy. Like the video if you didn't like this, subscribe if you're new, and thanks for watching.